So this is Pieris, forest flame, and the reason why it's nicknamed forest flame is that the new leaves look as though they're on fire. Now, of course, it's in flower at the moment, and the bees, especially the wild bees, which are predominant here at Bealtaine Cottage, the wild bees love it. They absolutely love it. Now, that's growing out of an old milk churn that the bottom rusted out of many, many, many years ago. And I did have it growing just over there, and it got so big for the churn that it kept being blown over, you know, in storms. So I kind of dug a hole here in this bed and sunk it in and put lots and lots of ericaceous compost in around it, because it needs to have acid soil. And even the compost that I dig in around it would have been used, you know, with shreddings of conifers in with it. So I do keep separate bins of compost. So whenever I'm using the shredded evergreens in my compost toilet system, they go into a separate bin. And so I know which is the acid compost for the plants and which is just the ordinary, you know, that has the wood shavings instead. So this beautiful Pieris is just thriving in this situation. And this is the beautiful herb Sweet Cicely. It is gorgeous and it flowers. It has a flower that looks like lace. It's so beautiful. I was reminded by someone leaving a comment on one of the YouTube videos that they hadn't seen the stone circle in a long time. So, without further ado, we'll walk up to the stone circle. It's been a beautiful day here, and I can see just over there, there's blossom on the blackthorn. So we'll just cross the little ditch. The ditch is just spilling over with celandines. This is a wonderful and very simple piece of engineering that was done 17 years ago at the very beginning of the Bealtaine Project. And it's wonderful because it carries the water away from the hill. A lot of water comes down that hill when it rains, and it carries the water away and down and along into an old ditch at the far side of the property. Anyway, we'll keep walking. Look at all the primroses there on the bank, and the leaves are just bursting out on the hawthorn. Lots of celandines on this side too, but look at the beautiful, beautiful blossom on the blackthorn. Look at this. Isn't this something? I'm just walking along further now. You can see how the ditch deepens as it curves along, just following the curves of the land. And the wood pigeons up behind me. And look at this, the leaves are out on the fuchsia. This is a massive shrub now. And here's the stone circle. You can see lots of willow there, look, that should have been coppiced, but it's a wee bit late now. The land gives me so much wood and so much harvest as well. It's beautiful. And this lovely blackthorn just guarding the stone circle. And there's lots of precious stones placed on top of these 13 stones. Like this beautiful rose quartz that I dug out of the land. And just here behind the circle is this mighty old ash tree. It's absolutely beautiful, covered with ivy. So many birds nest in there. And just growing in front of it, look, which has come up on its own, is a beautiful elder. And of course lots of ferns and celandines and bluebells coming up and ivy and holly and more blackthorn. It's a very enchanting spot. Very enchanted spot as well. So a little bit about the stone circle. There's 13 stones in this circle. 13 represents the magical number of the divine feminine, with 13 moons, and a woman has 13 cycles. And interestingly enough, 13 was always regarded with deep superstition. And no wonder, because women, of course, have always been feared for their deep intuitive powers, for their deep connection to Mother Earth, for their deep understanding of all that is possible. So 13 stones it is. Some of the stones are covered with these extraordinary lichens. I mean, just amazing. And as I walk down from the stone circle, there's more blossom. That's a little tree with a very interesting little story, which I shall tell you another day.